Welcome for today's show. How are you guys? How you guys doing? Yeah. How you guys doing? Doing good? Happy to host another game night. We're gonna showcase in the game, and yeah, hope that you guys gonna love this game. It's called Metastar Strikers. So yeah, definitely a fun game, I think. Oopsie. Yo, Pedro, what's up? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Welcome everyone. Um, happy to have hosting another beta testing game night. With me today is Pedro from Metastar Strikers. They're a fun game and quite interesting concept. And so we're gonna talk about the game, and also for sure we're gonna also showcasing some video of the gameplay, so you guys can better understand what's the game mechanics like, and also about the philosophy, like how they design the game. So first of all, welcome Patrick to join the show, and could you also introduce yourself a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me. It's very exciting to be here in the CARV live stream with people watching and supporting both projects. So about myself, I'm Pedro. I'm the CEO, one of the four co-founders at Volt Games. Volt Games is the company that's building Metastar Strikers. And I personally, I've been building games ever since I was 12. So that's when I released my first game. So that was quite a long time ago. I released this paid game in the first few years of the iOS App Store being available worldwide. And we got some interesting downloads back then. I'm also a big football/soccer fan. So I released a football game on iOS and Android 6 years ago. That got over 2 million downloads. So again, very interesting project there. Then kept on working in the industry, always very passionate about game development, always feel like game development can be done in very good ways, very positive ways for the overall industry. And yeah, then decided to co-found Volt Games in January 2020. Began working on your typical hyper casual games, which are those games that you take with you to the bathroom, or you play on the subway, or something like that. There's just these very fast experiences. You play for 2, 3, 4 minutes and then close the game. That's what we started building. And then over the years, wanted to focus more on more meaningful and impactful experiences. That's why we released Football Clash, which is yet another football game, in April 2021 with over 1 million downloads. And yeah, a year later, raised 1.5 million from the world's best investors out there. That allowed us to really skyrocket this project, which is Metastar Strikers, and the whole vision that we have for it. So yeah, that's in a very quick summary, a little bit about myself and Volt.
Nice. So you're definitely an expert and also a veteran in the game development side. And as you mentioned about your previous experience, I feel like the Metastar Striker is just like a extent of what you have done like previously, right? Like you have built up the football games before, and also now it's kind of combining many aspects of what you have been done previously, and creating this new unique experience. So yeah, that's I feel like that's kind of a a successful story, and also I have to say, when the founder has so much experience on game development, we as a gamers, as an audience, we also feel like confident about the team for sure. Yeah, could you also like talk about the game? Like, I know there's a definitely some combination, some extension from your previous projects, but what's so special about this one, the Metastar Striker? Like anything that you add up on previous like gameplay, and what's more importantly, I also want to know like what aspect makes the game kind of like a Web3 games.
Yeah, of course. So this one is rather special for us because it's a game that we've been building for quite some time, and we've really thought out every mechanic behind it, right? So for us, we feel like it's important to study the genre you're building on and everything surrounding it, and we feel like we've done that for this one. We've noticed that there's a huge gap in the mobile sports games market, where you have some interesting football games, but nothing that's super appealing, at least when you want, if you want to have a more mid-core-ish experience, while keeping the same casual art style. So of course you have FIFA, where it's a very mid-core / complex experience, and it's very difficult to play on mobile. Then you have games like mini football, which again are 11 versus 11, which is a lot of players for a small screen like a mobile device. And for us, it only made sense to simplify those experiences, at least when it comes to the user experience and the game, the gameplay, all of that, right? So the overall vision for this project is for the game to be easy to pick up, but hard to master, right? That's the whole goal for the project, is to allow anyone to pick up and play the game easily. However, we want it to be deep enough and complex enough that players want to come back and want to fill out the missions and be competitive with their friends and all that. So we feel like it has a lot of depth that we feel is of value to our users. Then when it comes to the Web3 components, first of all, we have different types of NFTs. So we have the players, which are the strikers. These are the playable characters. These are NFTs. They have 4 different stats: pace, shooting, passing, and stamina. They have their own visual look. They have their own special powers, and a few other details that allow players to really scout for what the best striker is out there for them. And then we have stadiums, which are not yet available in our marketplace, but these will be fully customizable. These will act as a player's home inside Metastar Strikers. So whenever you play a match, you'll want to play in your own stadium so that you can show it off to your friends. And then we have clubs, which are the highest level of excellence in the game. Basically, if you're the owner of a club, if you're the president of a club, you own a stadium, you own the fans, you own the badge, and you own the players. So you own a lot of different things, and then essentially it acts kind of like as a guild or a clan, right? And then, the overall long-term vision for the project is for us to become the EA Sports of Web3. This means that we want to build different sports games like basketball, tennis, and golf, besides football, and then build a fully interoperable experience where all of these sports games connect between themselves.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that's kind of answer part of my question as well. Like I was thinking about what's the future of the Metastar Strikers, since you started with the football, and you also mentioned that it's an open world. Is you guys gonna explore other sports as well? I feel like now is a good time that we actually play some gameplay. Could you also talk about the gameplay? What's the stage of this game? And also, I can see it's a close alpha gameplay. And what's the release day? And also, kind of your schedule of the game release.
Yeah, of course. So right now the game is, I would say, 30% of the way to being fully complete, to being fully developed. We have the game currently live on very specific countries on some app stores, both on iOS and Google Play. But basically, in order to be able to play, you need to be in one of these countries, which are countries like USA, Poland, UK, Brazil, Portugal. And we are testing the game's metrics out there. So we are very analytics driven, really want the game to be proven when it comes to its numbers. So we are first testing these metrics, but if you are in one of these countries, you can freely play the game. So we are around 30% of the way there, and we believe that once we reach September or October, we will be able to release the full game with all of its planned features, at least in the early stage. So that's the plan.
Yeah, nice. Well, why? I also want to ask about this question. Like, why is those countries? Is there any specific reason, or that's your choices for like releasing the game?
I'm sorry, I was muted. So basically, we are these countries were picked because, of course, US is the biggest market.
Yeah.
When it comes to number of users and monetization possibility, right? So from a business perspective, it made sense. And then we have the Poland as representing Europe. So it's a very good country. They're big football fans and all of that. And then we have all of those other countries. So Portugal, we're from Portugal. So we need to have the game available here. And then Brazil as well, because part of the team is from there. But yeah.
Yeah, I see there's a chat saying since a fun game. Yeah, it's actually quite a unique experience on your phone, right? Like this game will be released on Android and also on iOS, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the closed alpha testing right now is open for everyone. And how can players to join the alpha testing?
You simply need to join our Discord, which you can find in our Twitter handle, and then inside there you have a page called Official Links, and inside Official Links you'll find basically links to download the game.
Nice. I can see when we see the gameplay, it actually makes sense. Like you mentioned about you want to develop in the game that fully on mobile, and also for a quick and quite enjoyable experience in few minutes, right? Like I feel like when I play the FIFA on PlayStation, that's a serious time of playing the game, right? Like, but this game is more like a street ball, right? Like just like a street basketball. Like I used to play back when I was in high school, and those gameplay is more controllable, and you don't need to worry about so much strategy, and it's quite enjoyable to score. Yeah, that's the choice of the game developer, right?
Yeah, for sure. For us, we also went with an approach that's very similar to FIFA Street and Mario Strikers, right? Which is this very casual approach to the game where we really focus on the dribbles, on the goals, on the shots and everything. There's no referees, there's no rules. So it really comes down to whoever the best player is. And that's for us, that's the main idea. It's just for players to be able to enjoy the fun of the game and not have to worry about anything else. And we have this very street-ish vibe that we want to add to the game.
Yeah. And you also mentioned about the audience, right? Like the on the court, there's an audience that when you're purchasing some NFT that enables some functionality. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, of course. So basically, the stadiums they are NFTs, and you can customize your stadium to your liking. And whenever that happens, you'll also have more fans or less fans in the stadium supporting you. So that's a feature that's pretty dynamic.
Yeah. And what can I ask like what's the reason why people wants to have more fans in the stadium? Like, is there any bonus for the gameplay?
Not really. It's just for aesthetic purposes and for people to feel like they're being supported.
Oh, okay. And also showcasing, right? Like when you have a full stadium, it feels like some achievement as well.
Yeah.
Sure. That seems quite fun. And also from your white paper, I was reading that there's a feature called Score and Own. Could you also elaborate on that? Like, how do you guys design this feature, and how does it like enhance the gameplay experience as well?
Yeah, for us, it's the NFT component is very, very important. So the NFT component allows players to own their NFTs and really feel like they have ownership over these assets, right? So this means that the NFTs that they own are unique in the world, and no one else has them. No one has a similar one. And then it also has the possibility for you to purchase and sell the NFTs in the marketplace. So there's also that interesting bit for our users. So yeah, that's the whole goal, is just to give the freedom for all the players to do whatever they'd like with their own assets. And the score and own is basically just a fun phrase that we thought of, that represents basically, okay, you score goals and you own your players. That's what the game is all about.
Yeah, definitely. And also talk about the heroes. Like, I mean, how do you describe them? Players or heroes? Like, because how do you call it?
We call them strikers. Yeah, and
strikers. Yeah, for sure. That's a great naming. Yeah, strikers. Like those strikers, do you need to purchase an NFT to join the game, or it's free to play? Like you can have a draft full of strikers, and when you purchase some NFT, your strikers can be upgraded. Is that the mechanism of this game?
Yeah, the strikers are free to play. So the game is free to play. So you don't really need strikers in order to be able to play the game, right? So we don't want there to be any sort of barriers for the players to enjoy the gameplay experience, right? So right, I mean, anyone can download the game, enjoy it for free, and if you'd like to own these assets, you can. If you'd like to purchase NFTs, and then these will become more valuable in the marketplace as well. So yeah, that's the whole goal, is to make a fun experience that's free to play. And if you'd like to spend currency or coins or whatever, then you can.
Nice. Yeah. Speaking of the mechanics of the game, like I can see there's a pass, there's a control the ball and tackle and sprint. I see there's ultimate, right? Like it's like dashing and actually stealing the ball from the opponents. Is that like a kind of a skill?
Yeah, that's just part of the game. It's just the core of the game is to steal the ball, dribble, and pass the ball and score goals. That's the whole core of the game, and yeah, make it fun. And
yeah. I feel like the game is quite fluent and easy to get on with, and also kind of hard when you want to play the game really well. Yeah, so as I mentioned like many times in the live stream before, when you see a good game, it's always like that, right? Like it's easy to get on with it, and it's hard to get good at it, and you have to explore something, and you have to upgrade your skill to actually play the game well. So it has all the elements of that. I can see, Meta Strike, kind of a quite an interesting gameplay right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I also want to ask about because it's a football game. It's a football game, so it definitely needs some real players to play it, right? And also there's definitely a PvP mode. Could you also elaborate on that? Like, what's the status right now? Is like you fight with the bots, or you gonna fight with the players, and what's the match gonna be look like?
Yeah, so right now you're playing against bots. That's what you're playing against. But in the future, yes, we do plan to have, in the short term, to have a fluid multiplayer experience, so that the game becomes more competitive and more compelling for our users to play. So yes, right now you're playing against bots, against the computer, but in the future will be real life multiplayer.
Nice. I can see, as you mentioned, it's gonna have a esports element in that as well. So it's definitely have. You can actually strike on the sideline, and that's a new. Yeah, I just watched the video. I enjoyed that. So yeah, that's quite unique. Like as I mentioned, there's so many elements that you can play around with, and it's quite interesting. It's also kind of like reminds me of the Rocket League, but I mean it's a striker, but the Rocket League is a car. But the speed of the game and the mechanics of the game is quite fluent and quite, you have to react instantly. So that's definitely have some like game element, like I mean the esports element in it.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I agree with you.
yeah, and talking about like the game currently, is there any like leaderboard or any like a growing path for the game for the strikers for the players to testing the game? Like anything that you guys are running right now?
Yeah, right now, if you download the game, you will see there's a leaderboard which basically places players there according to how many goals they have scored so far. Right now, it's just for competitive purposes. There's really no prizes, but in the future, we will have prizes like at the end of the season, wherever you place, you will get certain rewards. Early May, till 2 months ago, we ran a tournament where basically after 10 days, whoever scored the most goals would get a lot of prizes. So like the top 100 people or top 300 people would get amazing prizes according to wherever they finished. So yeah, that's something that we have done in the past. That's something that's currently existing in the game, but without rewards. And in the future, we'll have much more initiatives like that.
Nice. I also saw you Twitter like there's a striker of the month, right? It's something. Oh, striker of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
week.
yeah.
Right?
Of the week, of the
What's
week.
the is that like I see there's a reward and players and the name of it, like how can you become a striker of the week?
Yeah, basically you just need to do as it says, right? So you need to buy one of our PFP NFTs. Basically, we've launched the PFP collection based on our strikers. You need to wear it as your profile picture on Twitter, and then comment our comment section. And yeah, that's the whole goal, is just to incentivize players to feel the project and to feel Metastar strikers.
Nice, nice. Yeah, it's definitely a fun game to play with, and also even at like a very early stage of the game, like from the mechanic side of the game, it feels like very mature and also and quite fun to watch the gameplay. Yeah, any other like campaign that you guys are running, or anything that you guys like developing inside that you want to leak now or let our audience know about it?
Yeah, just stay tuned. Just join our Discord, join our Twitter, and stay tuned for more upcoming news. We do expect to launch a new tournament this month, so big rewards are coming there. So stay tuned for that. That should be exciting. And yeah, just stay tuned to our social medias. And yeah.
Yeah, and the full game, as you mentioned, is kind of like scheduled in December and November, like later this year, right?
No, is it September, October?
September to October. Okay, it's only like 3 months away to actually fully
Yeah,
launch
it's super
the game.
close.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty quick. Yeah, so you guys gonna be like so much stuff to develop it. Like, why so harsh? Like why so hurry to release the
No,
fully
there's
released
no
game?
hurry. It's just we feel like in 2-3 months we'll have a version of the game that's good enough to go live globally. So yeah, it's not really harsh. It's just the features that we want it to have are more than enough to be global launched. That's our goal, at least.
For sure. It's also gonna launch on Google Play and App Store, right? Like I think
Yeah,
currently you can play the on iPhone right now. Like, can you also play on Android right now?
yeah, you can play on both.
Okay. Wow. Nice. Yeah. So, guys, if you want to play the game, I think when you see the gameplay, you feel like it's very chill, very easy to get hooked on game, and you can try that, but just joining Metastar Strikers Discord server, and also find the information there. There's official links that for you to download the game and actually play the game. It's a mobile game, so it doesn't require so much computation power. Like as we discussed, like we showcase in other games, sometimes it takes like you have to have the 3080 to play the game. But this is a chill, casual, and you can play it everywhere, anytime. So download it on your phone and try it. And I think it's a fun game. Like at this stage, it's gonna only play with the bots. But I think in the near future, how long does it take? Like, I mean, the fully launch will be only 3 months. So I assume the PvP mode will be released very soon, right?
Yeah, exactly. That should be in 3 months as well.
Okay, sure. So expect on that, like if you're gonna want to play with your friends and also have some competitiveness of with other like random strangers, you can play that like later in December. Sorry, September or October. So great. Okay, so I think that's all the things that I've been preparing, but I still want to leave this stage for you, Petro. Like anything that you want to make a shout out, or any campaign that you guys are running, you want our carvers to join. Now is a great time. Like you can promote any stuff.
No, there's not really much going on besides us just fully heads-on building what Metastar Strikers is all about. So that's really what we've been focusing on. It's just building, and just making sure that we can provide the best experience for our players. Other than that, as I mentioned, you can stay tuned to our Discords and Twitter for upcoming announcements. But you should, I think the most exciting announcement is that there will be a tournament this month with big rewards. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, this month. So follow Metastar Striker on Twitter to find more information about the tournament, and we're gonna I'm hyped of the game, and hope you guys also join again early and test it out and give them feedback. That's also the part of the purpose of hosting this kind of beta testing game night, is for you guys to understand the game, like reference the game development, and how understand the difficulties, the obstacles, and also the process of the game development, and also appreciate how those how the game developers actually put in efforts to design the game. So great projects, and hope everyone to follow them on Twitter and to join the Discord channel, and also waiting for the monthly, like later this month there's a tournament that you can also win some reward by playing the game. Okay. Anything that I haven't touched on, like you also want to mention, like anything about the game? Also, yeah. No,
that's great.
That's great. Okay, you guys located in Portugal, Portugal. Sorry, I pronounced it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole team is located there.
Split between Portugal and Brazil.
Nice. That's also the reason, like a part of the big reason of you guys developing the football game, right?
Yeah, exactly. We are very passionate about the sport, so that's one of the big reasons.
Yeah, there's a huge audience watching football and want to play the football on your mobile. Are you gonna have like a collaboration with some football star?
We do plan to do it, but we cannot announce anything yet. So
for sure, and that will be it. Yeah, we will keep it secret, and hopefully we can help you to promote that when you actually have some like a star collaborations, and we might can retweet that or doing something with it. Yeah, I think let's wrap up today's like game pulse game testing night. Any questions from the audience, you can also release on the comments, and feel free to visit us on carv.io, and you can carve today's badge. Everyone participate today's live stream, you'll be able to carve the badge. We are still running the Web3 Game Fest in 2023, and so be part of it, and also you can share a huge prize pool as well. So thank you so much, Petro, and thank you all the audience out there for tuning in to share the moment with us. Thank you, Petro. That's about it.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, have a good day.